Hmm?
Now?
We are currently live, yes. Going ding ding. 8. Be starting the cup game. It's been a while since No, okay.
It's been like a month and a half plus.
That's impressive.
I think it's actually been closer to 3, if I'm being honest.
R.I.P.
I mean, we could figure it out. Be a very easy thing to figure out. But what's
True,
the
true.
fun in that?
Yeah, leave it in Fred's in, but with ads. I'm
Still with
gonna
that
pull
part.
up the version where I can see ads coming. Just just because I forget that there's a version like that, I can actually see where the ads are coming. I usually use something. It's weird. Life is strange.
The answer to that is 5 months ago.
5 months ago since No, okay?
Yes.
Oh wow, it's been a long time. Hi Fred, how's it going?
Hola,
I don't.
senor.
I don't know if I want to believe you. That's just like.
Well, it's true.
No, yeah, because I guess before then we were yeah, because I guess we had that in-person game we played,
Yep.
and then
And then
the
we had Neon Knights 3 times.
hmm,
Then we had Neon Knights 3 times. Then we had Cinnamon Phantasm 4 times.
and just like yeah, just a bunch of different things. I'm good. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I feel dull and I feel numb, but like I'm good. I'm smiling.
I am not smiling. I'm pretty
I'm
hyped.
smiling right now. See,
Yeah, I see the smile. It's a smile.
it's a smile. No, I'm just. I think I'm still waking up slightly. Like not actually fully waking up. I feel awake, but like I don't know. I'm in the zone. I don't know who I am. I'm just focused on home. Ah, thank you for the head pats. Golly,
So since
I
you're
swear I'm
focused on
I'm
home,
fine.
why don't you remind us what's happening in this constantly evolving, confusing plot?
Last time on the last exciting episode. God, more head pats. Yeah, okay, I'm not distracted by that. Last time on the last exciting episode of Cup Grail name change every time with the wish. Oh, currently it's Oh corrupted cup on this pile of bones. Grant me my wish. Episode 15. I like this title. This title is just edgy. I was listening it to while you sent the BGM you sent me.
That is edgy, but I appreciate it.
Ah! Hi, Umbra. Welcome in. Last time, Hornra was like, "You're not my dad," and then Aviaire was like, "Well, you're not my dad," as they were having a heated discussion about like whether or not Hornra should become a high priestess. But they were interrupted with Dyer having a heart attack slash stroke. At which point, Death had shown up, reared its head to Honra, giving her a vital clue to realize that they were under siege. Honra ran off to do a bunch of Honra things, and eventually headed out with Yazu and Kiku while the rest prepared to defend against such a threat. Via motorcycle and flying carpet, they made into the position where Kiku bang, bang, bang! An old lady fell to the ground. Bang! Tumbled the scaffolding she was on, and she died. So we decided to desecrate her corpse by talking to it, but not before a mysterious individual showed up and was like, ooh boo 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 boo, I was gonna get revenge, but you did it for me. But I still feel empty and cold on the inside. Why? Why am I still empty and cold? And Horner, instead of helping, was like, okay, yeah, that's cool and all, but like, what's the news in the Mage world? And he's like, yeah, they're stopping the war. People are going crazy with it. They aren't being responsible. They're gonna like just shut down the war. And then Horner's like, yes, I would like this. This is great. This is fantastic. Perfect. And he's like, alright, bye. And
They're also probably going to kill all the masters.
oh yeah, they're killing all the masters. And she's like, great, wonderful, I'm glad to hear this. I gotta make sure they don't kill me. I mean, what? No, you said something.
No, you said something.
Hmm?
No, you said something.
Y'all are too quiet.
The old lady was Marilyn Ramsey, a competitor from the First War, who ended up being sucked back into it by a, as described, certain priest. One that was fairly distinct enough. One that we so happen to currently believe is probably our very own priest. The man's name that we got was Mr. Timmer. He at one point fought against Marilyn in a previous game, as Marilyn was prone to picking up these bouts of competition in the magical world. The threat that was assailing us was also none other than one servant by the name of Eshin, an old acquaintance of Lady Azori, the Berserker class servant currently employed by said traitorous priest. We now have our way back, under the hopes that the compound is still secure. Our second servant, the more stealthy one, Dee Dee, remains in the shadows, awaiting our return. The clause, Kato Makune should not be allowed to leave. A gust of wind pivots as the light rain rips to the side and the carpet comes to a stop outside the institution facility. Yazu and Kiku both more hesitant to get off it, with Honra taking stride as if it were natural. Traveling by carpet is at least thematic, if anything.
We didn't pick up the motorcycle we left behind.
And put it where?
What?
Yeah, I could have probably started it up, but I mean, taking the time to start it up.
Cool.
Not like the carpet's gonna carry it.
Wait, it is or isn't gonna carry it?
Not in the slightest.
Yeah, okay, cool. That makes sense.
It would be best if we did a quick head count and swept the perimeter.
I agree. Last I heard, Dyer was in a almost catatonic state, I'd like to make sure she's alright as well. Do I have my familiar with Avier still?
You currently do not have a familiar with APR.
Where's my familiar at? Who has it? Who's it hanging around with?
Currently, the familiar, I mean, if you're referring to Didi, Didi should be at least some proximity to Kata Makune, but find familiar currently is nowhere.
Oh, I thought I brought it forth. Oh, is it dead?
Does need to be summoned, so I'll assume so.
Shit, do I know when it died? She did have it summoned before she left, right?
I personally don't remember that.
Does Honro remember that?
She should have had a familiar summoned.
My familiar is
Can't
no
trace
longer
when it
summoned.
disappeared.
Hmm?
She can't trace when it disappeared.
My familiar is no longer summoned, but I can't trace when it disappeared. She's gonna start heading towards, Aviaire and Dyer.
I'm going to check on our servants. Good. Then we all have our points to take.
Reconvene to... yeah, I'll say a location to reconvene so we can, like, not say that to, like, confront Keita Makune, but, implied.
Yes, I believe it should be done with numbers. Very well. Each three takes a different wing. Aviaire, along with most people here, should have been moved to a panic room.
Is it investigation?
Yes.
I wrote that in the wrong location.
Investigation in the search window.
I did. Oh, is it? Are you getting hot in here? I feel. Question mark.
That seems like a Twitch roll right there.
It's fine. I got this. I got this.
From immediate sight, there's no, at least, no signs of death, not the entity, but carnage within the hallway. The panic room is located on a basement level. Center. It was built for just such an occasion.
Oh God, sorry. I'm just like, she's expecting the worst. Just dead bodies upon dead bodies.
Upon reaching Avier's office, the wall seems to have been displaced. Scorch marks as if it had been hit by something flammable, or that could ignite. Papers still flying outwards into the rain and soaking themselves. The building had been hit in the confrontation. Presumably by lightning. Without so many people walking around, the building was quiet. A little unnerving. As Homer came to the panic room entrance, a painting that would normally be covering it. Was singed with a hole through the center.
No.
Touching the frame, it simply just fell to the ground. There was no light on in the staircase leading downwards. But the smell, smoke,
I will, I have no way of creating light. Do I have any physical ways of creating light?
you can try and see if you can find some.
I mean, my illusion can't create a light, right?
Not a real light.
Oh, golly. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I assume I don't have a flashlight. I'll keep my investigation up so I can continue on. Is there more than one panic room, or is it just the one?
The one.
Why am I the one going here? Why are you... Okay, yeah, okay.
You said you wanted to go here.
Alright, makes sense. Yep.
Moving down the stairs. The
I will
walls
probably...
feel void of light and life.
I'll cast invisibility. If there is somebody still down there, I don't want to be, you know, blindsided and murdered.
Honor blends. No, she just vanishes into the shadow. As a small little painter, it quickly covers her in invisible paint.
Oh, I love it!
A light can be seen at the bottom. And then bigger, greater, the metal door leading into the panic room. Caved inwards, but still attached to its hinges. No immediate sight. The panic room, at least from a few feet away, appears empty. Would you like to enter?
There's no noises happening still completely silent.
Still completely silent.
Who knows if there's silence up, but I will actively roll a stealth check entering. Advantage because of invisibility, 18. Ah! Oh god, it's because everyone down here had hoped they'd be safe, isn't it? Does it actually extend past those in the Grail, she wonders to herself?
I can guarantee you there is no silence spell up. Because you were able to cast invisibility.
Yeah, but unless it's down there, not up there. I don't know how the far distance is. I imagine it's a travel.
Taking a step into the panic room.
Is it dark in
A
here
plane
too?
of glass seems to shatter, but there's no fragments on the ground. Like some sort of ward or barrier. And the
Shit.
room immediately fills with people.
Is something bad happening? What the fuck?
No, no, this is a relief. The magical wards that were meant to keep this place safe simply made it not visible from the outside. Much like Maryland's very own illusionary bounded field.
Oh, so
However,
whatever the fuck came down here, broke the door, saw nothing, and left?
that's to be perceived.
Investigation. I need to make sure that this isn't an illusion. Uh, 13.
Doesn't appear so, as Lord Rahili, Mr. Tenga, is the first to approach Honra.
I'll drop the illusion, or drop the invisibility. Outside, it's still like that dark, like, hallway.
It's still dark outside, the power's been cut.
Was that also your doing, or was that actually some sort of powerful force that came by?
The door. No. That was a servant. I'm glad to see you are well. Tenka seems to lower his guard a little bit, now seeing that the one who broke the ward is actually just an invisible Honra, who is no longer invisible.
Is there anyone missing at this point? Anyone who didn't make it here?
No. Everyone has been accounted for, with the exception of you, Yazu, Kiku, and Kato Makune.
We saw Kato Makune upstairs, as he is still around. Yazu and Kiku are checking the other wings. So unless something happens to them right now...
What of the enemy servant?
I don't know about the one who came down here. But Marilyn Ramsey, the master of Neshin, was killed. And after that, they seem to have retreated.
Asher. No. That was not the servant we saw.
Was it Canis? Who was it?
The servant we saw. I did not recognize them. They were undoubtedly the Berserker. The missing sixth. It doesn't appear to be General Drew either. Much as we thought.
We'll figure out... I'll get a description from you at another time to see if I can figure out who it might be from a historical sense. I hope they've retreated as well, but there's no guarantee at this point.
Tenka looks out towards everyone else. The coast is not yet clear. We are to remain here until the entire premises has been searched, for your own safety.
Do I see Avier and Dyer?
They are here, yes.
Dyer is unconscious, but clearly not dead, I take it.
That would be a correct assessment.
Cool, cool.
Two servants working together. That is far from coincidence.
The only person we haven't heard about was the frickin' stupid face, Grexian Heinlein, right? He's the only one whose servant we don't have figured out.
We haven't even seen Grexian in a while. We
Meaning
figured
this
it
has
was going to be Drew, but it's very much not the case.
This means it has to be Grexian's servant, and Grexian got the Berserker. It appears that Grexian had gotten the Berserker then. I don't know if they realized that there were masters here, though. At least Maryland didn't realize. I think they targeted this place simply because it was a high population.
That makes it worse.
I'm saying this so, like, not all the normies can hear, right? Like, it's not like everyone's listening to me right now.
Some of the normies probably could hear.
Man, I don't care. But they...
It's not like you have full attention.
Yeah. It looks like... And this isn't the only incident either, as it appears that the Mage World may be stepping up soon to try and stop this war themselves.
The only value they have in attacking unarmed citizens is a personal goal. Or a fuel constraint. I wouldn't imagine Grexia would be having a fuel constraint at the moment. The fact that Maryland was able to pick up a servant, that makes more sense. She was rid of her magic. All she was working off was the latent magic of a crest.
She sold that.
But he doesn't know that.
It's more complicated than that. She had sold her crest at some point.
Then she would have no way of supporting a servant.
And yet she had the command spells.
Did Grexia set her up? Did Grexian set her up?
I mean, oh wait, with the Grail, Grexian was like a fully happy, confident dude, wasn't he?
He was very happy, confident. Very arrogant, very egotistical.
There's a chance that Grexian is dead. Or has fallen from grace. It wasn't Marilyn, right? Like, it shouldn't have been him who set her up because it was Keita Makune. Essentially, is our theory.
It was a priest.
It was a priest.
Our theory is, as a priest who would actually know of her, Keita Makune is the best shot. Grexian isn't a priest. And we don't know the church's stances on the war yet. If they're stepping in to destroy it as well.
She can't say it was a priest quite yet. No, if she dies, he needs to know.
But saying it's a priest to Tenga is going to immediately instigate Keita Makune, whether he's innocent or not.
Yeah, no, it's better to hold off on that information. Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll be looking into it. Now, please enjoy these sponsored ads. Fucking ad counter. Fuck you, ad counter.
Is it an ad right now?
Yeah. At least I can see it happening. That's gonna be interesting because the VOD's not gonna be interrupted.
Yeah. We just throw up a title card that says ad.
Just the title card that says ads. Oh, by the time I put it up, it'd be over.
I mean, realistically, if we prepared a title card that said ad, and we just brought that up every single time, then you would know exactly what to click before it becomes a video on YouTube.
Now introducing the Magic Pipe! With the Magic Pipe, you're able to cast all your favorite spells, while smoking whatever you feel like.
You want to become a degenerate?
You want to draw magic from your core and exile it in order to cast more powerful spells? Have you lost your arms in a freak accident?
Are you half the person you used to be?
Then get the Magic Pipe today! The Magic Pipe has many features, such as 1-hole, 2-hole, a long shaft, and the end tip.
Well, from the edges of the universe.
Buy Magic Pipe today at 999-42132. What but you? Your community is back. Ad break ended. Woo! I enjoy that segue.
It was a good segue.
It was a good segue. Alrighty.
What? While you look into it, I will make sure everyone remains safe down here.
Was there anything else I'm missing that I should probably let him know about in case we all die up there?
You could hint that it was a setup. You could probably tell him that the mage world is cracking down on the war people and wanting to probably execute them.
Didn't I allude to that?
Could probably bring that up in the meeting.
I felt like, didn't I allude to the mage people stepping in now to clean up the mess of the...
Yeah. It was alluded to.
Yeah, that's enough information for if we die, he can go figure that out. He's not a master right now. So he's not that indirect threat, so she'll leave it at that in case, I don't know, preventing information spread for some reason, even though that's not how she goes.
No.
Well, I mean,
Probably nothing much else you need to really talk about it to him.
Not really relevant right now. I should just get going. Alright. I'll be taking my leave then. Keep safe.
Keep safe.
I imagine she puts up her hood again, even though she, was out in the rain, still probably soaked wet.
Yeah, her clothes are not dry. Ah, Onra. Is everyone doing alright in the panic room? Yazoo almost immediately appears from the side when Onra reaches the top floor again.
Yes, more or less. There was a enemy servant, the Berserker class, most likely summoned by Grixian. Hylan. So just Grixian, she wouldn't say Hylan. Who had bursted through the door. However, the quick thinking, they are still safe.
I think it's fair to say that whatever Grexian servant is, they have been augmented to hold presence concealment.
That is quite the terrifying combination. But I wonder if Grexian is still present within the war itself.
If I were to use my better judgment, I would assume either him or Kakrat Fan to have been removed. Having an official statement that the war is being disassembled, that would only lead that they have some sort of sway to go on, if they're not already making actions as we speak. Kakrat and Grexian, they were the highest up within Mage Society. At least as high as it goes for Bright. If anything, I imagine Mage Society had very keen eyes on them. Not to mention Grexian teaming up. Never really seemed like something he would do when we met him in the manor.
People change quickly in a short period of time. I know I did.
Doubt could be a powerful motivator. And that means we'll have two assassins to be dealing with in this war. Just one of them happens to be a berserker.
Oh, she really hates that combo. Berserkers aren't supposed to have presence concealment.
No, they're not. Riders are not supposed to have madness enhancement, though. On the contrary, if our previous assessment was wrong, maybe he is not a berserker. We know that Hiroko Moto. He is a rider. Undoubtedly, Kakrat has summoned the caster. Riskier has summoned the lancer, and Malik has summoned the assassin. If we were to assign Queen Eshin as a berserker, then we would have two left.
What's the two remaining?
Archer and Saber.
Honestly, the first name I personally can think of is somebody who is able to, well, okay, red circle and door a saber who's able to do that. My first thought is like one of Khaldun's retainers. Became a queen in a timeline. But she will do a history check in case it's relevant currently. Maybe she should have gotten more information down there with Tenka, but oh well. Definitely proficient, because I am great. 15.
May not be a very good lead, but Honor believes we were attacked by the Archer.
Oh!
To do that from the age of Khaldun would be the Executioner.
There's one name that comes to mind, and that's the Executioner. She'll pick up the painting with like a seared hole into it. How far is that sight line, out of curiosity, like from like where the painting was to the outside? Is there another hole somewheres? Oh gods.
There is another hole somewheres.
I don't want to be in direct.
You could line up a perfect straight line through that hole to the door. The Executioner and Archer. Oh dear.
Another one of Azori's retainers.
However, also someone from the generation of the Queen of Death. Their power is honestly rather frightening.
It makes sense. We should make sure Kiku's alright and meet up with Caleb Mikune, and hopefully Izori will have more explanation or had a chance to speak.
Yes. The more we're staying out in the open, the more our Archer friend might take another strike, should they be hidden.
I might take the... should I take the painting? No, there's no point in taking the... Well... The only reason I take the painting is just to have it so I can show Izori and be like, yeah, does this look like the Executioner? Does it work?
Yeah, but you could always leave it and check later.
Yeah, I don't even know if Izori... Did I even see Izori around?
Honor has not seen Izori.
So yeah, no point in grabbing it anyways.
Surveillance checks out. Kiku does come onto the scene with a little bit of walking. Surveillance checks out. One shot. Fire. Direct line. Front gate. Almost the entire fight between Keita Mikune, Lady Azori, and Queen Ashen is on film. There's only one issue with that. An issue? It's on film from a couple of days ago. Or precisely a week ago. Sorry, I just had to think about that for a second.
Yeah, I don't... Oh, golly, fuck.
We've been set up. Set up to believe there was an enemy servant attacking. Honra, have you heard anything from Dee Dee recently?
Are they saying Dee Dee set us up?
He's saying, have you heard anything from Dee Dee recently?
I'll, just kind of like a sentiment. Are you still there? Nothing.
Oh, Honra, what's the matter?
I say out loud. I can get in contact with her right now. I'm just making sure everything's clear on your end. Has anything happened?
Nothing's particularly happened. I have sight of Assassin and Malik. They've returned.
She said that so casually, didn't she? What?
How did you know they were going to be coming back today? If you don't mind me asking.
What the fuck is happening? Ah! You know what she'll say in her mind, and probably out loud, is, why are you speaking as if Malik and Assassin are allies? Did they become allies at some point without me knowing? And
You asked me to go investigate the airport earlier. Although, you didn't really have much indication.
You're back at... I spoke with you back here. You were watching...
I'm afraid we've been swindled.
The fuck? How did that work? I was doing the direct communication thingy. How the fuck does that work? How did it get hacked? Swindled.
And there's not many things in the world that are able to do that.
She's, she has no clue what's going on.
afraid. I think I see what was happening here. We may be responsible for the death of an innocent woman. Yazoo crosses his arms behind his back and lowers his head for a moment. Someone whose only crime must have been spying on us.
She had command spells! Like, she doesn't say that, but like, what?
Did you ever see Lady Azori?
No, I didn't. I tried to get Karamakune to summon her via command spells, but he did not. He said she was right on the way.
And did you, Kiku, ever see Kato Makune when you were doing your round? No.
We saw him when we entered, right?
Did not see him when we entered.
I was contacted with Dee Dee, and I had her. The fake Dee Dee. I was having her keep an eye on him, meaning he most likely knew that we planned to speak with him.
To say what everyone's been thinking, is it possible that the Grail is trying to force us to lose?
Don't! I interrupt him. Wait a second. Was that her? Was that Dee Dee that said that earlier?
Yeah.
Was that actually Dee Dee, or was that fake Dee Dee that got me to stop saying that?
Does it matter?
I tried to bring up something similar, and Dee Dee earlier, it might have been a fake one, told me not to say anything, and interrupted me.
This rather dire development.
I did successfully cut him off, right?
Yes.
I don't know if it's safe to speak such an idea, but I've been thinking it throughout the day. At least something similar.
Then allow me to propose a new strategy. This one will be rather arbitrary. It will be meek. It will most likely hurt. Yazoo takes a stance most befitting of his prestige, and then lightly bows, raising his head back up. Before I do, I would like to apologize for my shortcomings as a general. My premonitions have been less than ideal recently.
I'll have an insight up. I'm pretty sure he's gonna knock me unconscious again. This is the real Ryazu, probably.
He seems to have uncovered something. Trying as hard not to say it. Here is my proposition. Lord Tenko, he should be fit for running this operation and continuing to do his work. A small handful of us, I believe, should cut contact
Yep,
and
yep,
drop to the unknown.
yep. She nods to that because, yep, yep. Letting him continue, but yeah. Oh.
With our small elite group. I say we storm the church and reclaim access to another servant in a fair and honorable duel between master and servant. No tricks, no guile, simply a one-on-one fight. We claim Lady Azori's command spells, and then we neutralize Keita Makune. Once we have neutralized Keita Makune, with 2 servants, I would propose that we form a temporary alliance, but not with the Mage Association. No. We solidify our alliance with Mixika Hollow, with the intent of having our servants lose. We must pacify our servants, and pacify the enemy's servants as well. If Mitsika Hollow has already been persuaded. I believe we have more than enough power at our disposal to fight Hiroko Moto ourselves. Although it will be difficult. We do not cheat. We simply fight. And
We'll
then,
accept that.
once we have eliminated our servants, as well as a couple others, I propose we then return. Prepare ourselves for the endgame, and await the winner at the Grail's manifestation point. We will be away from the others, but I believe in our current situation, Yazoo gestures towards Honor's hand. We may be putting those around us at risk.
Nods.
Whoever had devised this strategy certainly followed a page from my book. Whatever their end goal is, it certainly was ruthless and cunning. I agree. We need to neutralize Kitamakune as a threat. As he stands, Kitamakune is far more dangerous than any other master in the war. He's proven to be our enemy, and he's accepted it as such. He's gained a powerful ally to be able to set this up. Someone's protecting him. And as long as we're with them, whoever's protecting him is going to be signaling him information. We need to make sure they can't. We need to cut off their communication. And we need to attack Kitamakune alone. The person signaling Kitamakune. It's Aviator, isn't it?
It's a possibility. I was going to speak with her after Kitamakune. You can feel free to listen in, but my suggestion is make your presence unknown. Feel free to do whatever tactics you wish to try and get the truth. Whether it's mind reading or whatever you feel like, if you're capable. But I will stir up the conversation and I will be able to figure that out. Or at least I'll try.
I do believe you can get through to her. We just need to identify. But if you can take action, go for it. Yazoo. I need you to collect items needed. Prepare a vehicle. I believe this plan is going to be very straightforward. We show up at the church. We do not recruit Lady Azori. We take her down. And then we will have to say goodbye to Didi as well. I don't suspect either one of them will go down without a fight. I suspect Didi will know. But the truth of the matter remains. We cannot rely on outside forces. Especially when those outside forces have proven to be unreliable. We need to change up our strategy. We need to confirm our ideals. And we need to make an effort. If we're going to want to succeed. We have to play by the world's rules, not the game's.
She doesn't want to get rid of Didi. Because yeah, it wasn't the it wasn't the world that gave us Dee Dee. We did nothing to summon her, as she was gifted to us by the god of eternal service. At least that is what I believed.
It's probably true. The god of eternal service most likely did give us Dee Dee. But if the god of eternal service gave us Dee Dee through a system already present,
Means he has faith that she would be an asset. She would have no problems with dying, right? She would probably be fine with just suiciding herself at some point because she doesn't care about this war. You say that Dee Dee will not go down without a fight, but I believe at the right time, Dee Dee would go down on her own accord. That's simply just the type of person Dee Dee is, as a wild and unpredictable being.
do you think her wild and predictable nature is capable enough to overpower whatever forced urges may be applied? Do you believe that Dee Dee can contest a command spell?
If I were to command her to do something, I'm certain she'd do it. But whether it not had my desired effect, I believe it wouldn't be effective enough. If I told her to go kill herself with a command spell, I'm certain she'd die, but she would not be gone, and I would have a still functioning Dee Dee on our. We'd still have a still functioning Dee Dee on our hands. It might be overestimating her abilities, but I guess you haven't seen her bug room.
Bug room.
A twisted and horrifying sight. In fact, a strategy that was a potentiality, and something she had been preparing. Honestly, it's something that both of you would not condone.
Then for the time being, let's let that live as a memory. If you think we can trust Dee Dee enough to keep her alive, I will try and make a contingency against it.
Well, once she's back from the airport, it seems like Malik Jatar and his servant has returned. I'll have a conversation with her. We'll figure out where she lies, and if she so deems it, we'll figure out if it's time to show you her hidden strategy.
Very well.
Thank you, Kiku. I know that you do not wish me to be in danger. But it's quite alright.
There's a moment of pause. Have her meet us at the end of the drive. We'll go speak to Avier now. The quicker we move on these things, the less time things have to go wrong.
Do you, either of you, happen to have a flashlight?
A flashlight? No. But up here. Kiku
The
just
what?
hands over. Yazoo was saying a flashlight, no, but and then Kiku interrupted him and said here, and hands on her a flashlight.
She's the one grabbing Avier, so yeah, woo! Going downstairs!
Kiku, you hold back for a second. As Honora goes back down the stairs.
Are we gonna keep the Kiku Yazoo thing a secret?
I mean, if you want to hear it, we can hear it.
I mean, it is your character. Kiku is technically your character.
Yeah, I mean, technically. But I mean, technically.
She already knows that they're probably going to plan something of like something Horner can't know.
Yeah, let's keep thematics.
Okay, we're keeping the max. Alright, I want to know what it is though. Alright, I can't wait for the next betrayal from my family member. That's gonna hurt a ton.
Don't worry, Kiku's all about betraying family members.
Exactly. It's gonna be super easy. There's probably a huge character moment happening up there.
Yeah, just ask Mitsuki.
Yeah. Listen, he doesn't care, actually. You're right. He's gonna betray a family member because it's the best thing to do to keep them from feeling suffering. Such a good guy. Oh my goodness.
Tanka and the others are given the go-ahead to start moving patients back into proper rooms. As Honro does poke Avier to keep her back a little bit.
Yeah, I assume I take her to where is Kiku listening in onto the conversation? Did he say bring her to the driveway?
If he is, it's best you just don't look for him. There's no specific place to meet, but just out of the way is probably for the best.
Could I have a bit of your time? I have something important I need to discuss with you.
Right, we were in the middle of something, weren't we?
Indeed, we were. You want to adjust it? Just hide Kiku in the corner.
Yes, I can drag people off the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How's that look?
Let me just find my... That's good. I just need to find my, I may have written another thing, which I'm not gonna keep. It's not a story per se. but it's something of the similar sense.
I hate you. I am going to kill you. I am evil. Stamp, stamp, stamp.
Guinevere.
Guinevere.
Sorry, I don't. There's so much notes. I need to get rid of the old stuff.
Oh.
There we go. There we go. There we go. I'll pull this off to the side. So let's bring them front and center. Do you have the tea table? Is a table anywheres?
Want the tea table? It's somewhere around here.
Let's bring the tea table. Let's get a tea table. It's a nice happy tea event where Horner is dying on the inside.
Yeah, someone's gotta like clean up the cups.
Someone's gotta clean up the cups. All right, so
It will be held in Avier's office.
no one completely open and like Honyo is definitely looking outside, seeing the massive hole and the paper is just slowly pouring out still, probably, unless that stopped.
Mainly stopped, as Avier is going to work and talk, just at moving them into a small chest in the corner.
Is it a nice scene? A nice scenery?
It is beautiful when it rains here, but it's gray. Kind of muggy.
You know, it's a surprisingly beautiful sightline, this is. And perhaps the open office is a good idea. Sorry. She's
That
amused by
wall
that.
used to be mainly windows anyways.
Hmm?
So whoever constructed the wall used to be mainly windows anyways. So whoever constructed the facility seemed to also agree.
What about you? Do you enjoy this site?
I'm more interested in, honestly, the other side of the building. There's a rather nice patch of flowers being grown. It's less open.
The nuanced suffering.
You're gonna have to remind me of where we were when we last left off. Been a little
That
bit
was.
of a roller coaster.
You can say that again. Kiku ended up. Or, no. We ended up not blaming it on Kiku. We ended up assassinating an innocent woman today. Apparently, at least.
You don't seem too torn up about that.
Numb, I'd say. Did you know they were innocent? A scapegoat.
I don't know who you're referring to. I don't know who you killed.
Insight check. Not like I'm not that part, but the idea of does she have more of an idea what's going on?
Sod cracks. A little bit. She may not have expected everything that came from it. she definitely seems to have more of an idea.
You used to be so bad at lying, you know? I don't think it's a bad thing. Being able to deceive others is... Well, many people can make their living off of it.
We traded a few features in our time here.
Any moment can be our last, Aviair. I suppose that... I don't even know if you consider me a friend at this point, though.
I do. I've never lied about that. Not since we've been here. I used to be a bad liar. True. But I was only really good at lying about stuff that wasn't really important.
Okay, I thought she was continuing, but that was the end of her sentence.
The end of her sentence.
Will you tell me about the things you've done? And the reasons why you've done them now?
First, indulge me with your cleverness.
Hmm?
First, indulge me with your cleverness. J'accuse.
I can't take credit for this. It is not I who fully claimed it myself. In fact, I'm doing the same thing that I've been trying to do with you and everyone else, and that's listening and trying to become allies. While you were teaming up with Keita Makune, it really wasn't what I expected since I learned that he was a literal psychopath. Although, of course, it's not certain that you knew of that. Did it seem like you knew?
Knew he was evil.
Hmm?
I knew he was evil. I knew he could be
Evil
cruel.
is such a convenient way to put it. I thought you were telling me to not play the games of heroes and villains. But you called him evil.
Evil is.
That wasn't like there's nothing good feeling about this, but like there's that like kind of irony that she couldn't help laugh at.
Evil isn't just a wishy-washy term to describe someone we don't like. Evil isn't a core ideological boon that you simply staple on everything. Evil isn't an opinion. Playing
Yeah,
heroes.
evil is an opinion.
That's an opinion.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Ba-da-ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, itsu no something something batsubo. Is there a way I can just run the ad that's about to pop up? Maybe? No? I am going to... This is going to be a quick break. Justin got dragged away. I need to use the washroom. We will BRB. Grab a snacky snow. If you want more ice cream, grab more ice cream. All that jazz. As I will be right back.
My apologies. Everyone is left. They are gone. But I have returned. It's unfortunate. The true powers have been unveiled. You know, nightmares. They are good, yes? Yes, everyone loves a nightmare. I love the nightmare. It reminds you that you are not safe even when you are sleeping. Isn't there something great about knowing that every moment of your life is surrounded in tragedy?
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Emma.
Villains aren't evil, although they can be. Heroes aren't good, although they can be too. No, Keita Makune is evil. There's no way around that.
And what exactly are you trying to achieve?
What do you think I'm trying to achieve?
That doesn't matter. I want to hear it from you. You keep on avoiding my questions by asking me what I think I know, what I do know. And you haven't answered a single thing I've asked you.
Well, then I guess I'll give you one. I'm going to destroy the Holy Grail. Not only that, I'm going to destroy Wayne. Simple idea. You cut the tumor out before it grows and festers too much.
What
That
part of our
is
home do
the-
you see as a tumor?
its idea. Wayne, the Holy Grail, both of them are a cancer on everything they touch. Wayne keeps pushing your brother to act as king, convincing him that's his only purpose, forcing him into the role. Wayne keeps dragging you into being a high priestess. The idea of Wayne, we're not common people bounded by common goals. Common people justifying being together and forcing ourselves to change on those goals. Goals up until now that you haven't had a direction for. We're not even a company. We're a cult. Whether it's the God of eternal service or this overlaying hierarchy. We're not doing anything but hurting each other and those around us. I'm hurting people. So don't dare call me a hypocrite, because I am. At some point here, I've decided that the same thing that you've probably decided, that it's okay to hurt some people sometimes, if in the end they're going to be happy. In the end, they're going to be safe. But each day I look less and less at being happy. Because Wayne makes me miserable. It made Oramos miserable. It made you miserable. The Holy Grail did the same. Going after this wish-granting cup. Is anyone for the better for it? Yazoo is the only one I could say is for the better, because I guess Yazoo gets another chance at life. But that's not natural. That's not normal. Creating a world that does nothing of benefit. Even forcing this world to follow our ideals, it's only becoming a cancerous tumor here. Wayne's a dying arm. Wayne is necrosis. That's the reason I teamed up with Kato Mikune. Kato Mikune, he doesn't agree at all. He's probably one of the worst parts. But he made things happen. That, and he thinks he can manipulate everyone around him, giving them kind words. He puts the last of the papers in a trunk. I have changed. Ever since being here, I have changed. You have become more truthful, and I've become more willing to tell lies.
There's such a thing as overly truthful and overly deceitful. You're still beautiful as the person you're becoming. However, I became too truthful and you became too deceitful. Okay. Let me tell you a tale. Performance! Let's go! It's not even like a full-hearted performance. It's pretty much her talking. But she wants it to have that resonating story kind of genre-esque, if that makes sense. So she is going to put her like effort into saying things and speaking it. But it's not like a traditional story she told. It's not a story she told frickin' Izori. It's not a story that she pretty much is doing to pretty much trying to like to tell an actual story, but is kind of following the narrative beats. Trying to convey a message and convey a meaning, and that meaning behind the story is essentially you can't blame Wayne for like the things people do. Yeah, Wayne is like a reason, but in the end, Wayne is the story. It's not a necrosis, it's not a severed body part, it is history, it is past. And you learn from the past, not discard it and get rid of it. Even a severed wound has a story of don't do the thing you did to get it. That is the general premise that she's trying to get across with this storybook-esque, very simple, very short thing. But that is how she knows to tell stories. That is how she knows how to communicate the best and the strongest. To awaken with 1,000 needles pierced into somebody's eye, that's how they would wake up, having their head bruised and from having it shatter on the ground. That feeling would resonate throughout their body. Gasping for air after everything was forced from their lungs. as I'm pretty sure you've witnessed the residue trauma of something similar. Those are the feelings of what that to-be High Priestess endured, and much, much more. But that was only one side of things. For before awaking, they could experience wondrous things such as weddings, grand celebrations, and adventures. Lessons undercovering dangerous plots, and they had a friend to witness it all beside them. I really do my trait injustice by starting with all the downsides it gave. After all, Torze grew past a certain point. Torze couldn't grow past a certain point. It couldn't grow stronger from a certain point. You suffered tremendously around others, and at the hand of apocalyptic forces. Ormus could only wield a gun. The only time Dyer ever received visions were when her country was at threat, which is behind her control. Eric had a detriment to everything he did. Manju had to be hit for his trait to do anything, not to mention the setup was abysmal, and Emerald would constantly take extra damage from a specific source, while if she died, her undead would go berserk. It's not right to blame the law of living. It's not right to blame Wayne for all the misfortunes of my trait. And do you blame Wayne for everyone else's suffering? Traits exist outside of his influence, and so does. And his system only simply gives royalty and retails more to higher power. But even if it was influenced by the essence of Wayne, negative downsides can be unpredictable, but it's hard to say whether or not it wouldn't happen. After all, I received a vision within the desert country. You keep on talking about Wayne, but I'm always related to the god of eternal service, well, the law of living. Am I mistaken?
You are. The god of eternal service. The law of the living, whatever its name goes by. Wayne. Still cling to it. Not that it hasn't done good and it hasn't done evil, and it's only done both or either or neither. It's at right now. None of it is necessary. None of it is doing anything but causing harm. And you may be able to find a silver lining here or there. But you're right, those are the people, and those people are bound to those ideals, those expectations. You honestly believe that your brother is happier being a king or a father? Or if he's divided between both?
Thank you for your words of wisdom, but I've learned a similar lesson before. As for Kiku... I've learned a similar lesson before. That has to do with why I've been so inconsistent as of recent. As for Kiku... It's simply what he wishes to do. There's a part of me that wants him to simply focus on taking care of his daughter. However, he wouldn't be happy only choosing one or the other. At least not from what I understand of my brother. And no, it's not because he's holding on to the idea of Wayne. It's just the type of person he is.
Wayne has you both in a chokehold. The moment you take one step forward, Wayne pulls you 2 steps back. A pen that you have to work within. It's a net you're not allowed to leave.
And
He wants to do it. He wants to do it. His entire life, Wayne has devoted its entire being to his life. The reason he doesn't want to let it go is because there's nothing if he does let it go. It has destroyed any chance that he's ever had at making friends. Destroyed any chance he's ever had at doing anything besides a miracle of finding love. He works like a machine. And a machine without a purpose is restless. But having your entire purpose being something
Never once have I heard him talk about reviving Wayne. Never once have I heard him speak about becoming the king of Wayne, and only recently has that driven him forward to grow as a person. His whole goal ever since coming here was to reunite his family and his friends, his sister who has been lost. You keep on blaming Wayne, but I think you are the only one who's being held back and shackled by the memories of Wayne. You speak as if you know Kiku, and I admit that I did not know him very well, and I still am lacking in many degrees. But to say that he would do something so ridiculous as to hold himself back and suffer for a country, it is true that he will die and fight for the people he loves. He will die and fight to protect those he cares about, and he will experience all the suffering. But that's never because of a country, nor the idea of Wayne. Xavier, I respect you, but to insult him in such a way is cruel. And for me, I was held back, and I will not say you are wrong. But throughout the time here, I've changed my ideas, I've changed my thoughts and aspirations, because I realized you pushed me down that path of exploring away from Wayne. And I have been doing so, but it is not something you've been able to see, because you've been playing your mind games and deception, unable to see the truth I present to you. I'm quite upset right now. And I will tell you this. My goal, whether it's in the name of Wayne or not, I do not care. I have my own dreams and aspirations, and it comes from the lessons taught by this festering wound you call it. The story of why it came to be, as I don't forsake that story, even if it caused pain, nor am I holding on to it. You're right, I have been very unpredictable and inconsistent. As that's in my next path, because I wish to be a high priestess, and whether or not it is the high priestess of Wayne, high priestess of the god of eternal service, the low of living, or the people, perhaps something else, this path I find myself on, I've decided for myself. I've struggled through it. You keep on speaking if it was for the sake of other people, but you do not know the other people you are trying to fight for at this point. You are in the position I was not too long ago. And instead of seeking help and looking for those who can help you and those that you trust, you go to Kato Makune, someone who is, as you deem, evil.
Camera shifts as Honra catches something in the corner of her vision. In the hole separating both Aviar and Honra, the sound of flapping leather, a drawn-down hat, and a pistol.
Who is this?
Their face is invisible. Can't be seen. Got a bandana across it. It's just the corner of her eye, and Honor hasn't looked fully at them yet. Javier seems to have noticed Honor's vision shift.
May I help you? We are having a private conversation right now. Not like dismissing this person, but like already just like angered by like Avier and her words of like, dude, bitch, please.
I feel I can be an exception to that.
Almost. Shock?
Avier responsively steps back one.
Homer doesn't. Please, Ormos. I know that things have been difficult, and you do not like the Grail as well, but the strategy we are about to implement is nothing to do with it.
Don't. Just don't. Just don't. You both given your peace of mind. Let me give mine.
Alright, chill. Absolutely quiet down and listen.
What? You two. Both of you. Being here in this world is hell. Been nothing but non-stop back and forth. It's been hurting. Been pain. I lost my stars. I lost the gleam in my eye. I watched my trade be crushed down to something more than a mark. Factory. I saw the evils of magic, and I believed them. I still believe them. Magic, I still despise. And I've seen you tear yourself to pieces to try and rebuild whatever you've been. Both of you. And when you were suffering, I didn't do anything. I kept suffering, and I'm sorry. And when you needed someone to trust, I wasn't there. I didn't have the faith of anyone around me, because I had lost others. But I didn't deserve to even have them if I wasn't willing to be there for them. For any of the people who I actually said to care about in my life. I became a Lone Ranger. And then I found someone who got me. Someone who thought like me. Someone who cared about me. Someone I thought I could trust. I fell in love with them. And they took me from my corny pickup lines and everything, head over heels. And then I became evil. Subjectively. I've killed people. I've killed so many people. I start to look like Kata Makune when he does it. Killing people's easy. Killing who you are is easy. Betraying what you've expected you to become, that's easy. All of it is easy to me now. The one thing that's always stayed hard is my Stockholm Syndrome-like desire to come back. That keeps me up at night. I can't sleep. Because despite all the things I've told myself to hate everyone in this compound with a passion, I still care about them. And caring about people is the most dangerous thing you can do. Because you trust them. No matter how many times they shoot you in the back, you trust them. No matter how many times you do something bad, you trust them and they trust you back.
Yeah, Honder's experiencing that right now. Fuck! Fuck you, Ormos. I'm supposed to be mad at you. No, she will steady. She will steady herself a bit with that. Yeah, but you'll continue to listen. She's not interrupting. She's just simply listening to everything he says.
And when you love someone and you trust them that much, you will do anything to protect them. Wayne's not the curse here. Love's the stupid curse here. Everyone who's on this ground right now would kill for someone they loved. Maybe not take a life, so as I put it. But they'd kill something. Feeling, an understanding, doubt. Because we're all hardwired together to be a team. To care for one another. That's why it's so easy for us to betray one another. You. You set up with Mukune. Because you wanted to end this whole Wayne business and this High Priestess business and all that. You wanted me to pursue what I wanted. You wanted me to make my life better. You made me complacent. And you wouldn't punish me worth anything. When you got mad, it didn't feel like you were getting mad. It always felt like you were lying back and forth. It never validated that you hated me. Because none of us can hate each other. Even though we've been given ample reasons to. The only one who hates us is my sister. She despises all of us. Because she's the only one who can actually take a step back for a second and realize that we haven't been Stockholm together. That we don't have an unearthly attachment to one another. And that's not Wayne. That's because we're all dependable morons.
Aw, that's so sweet. Sorry.
You've been more truthful recently, Honra. You have. That's why when it feels like you're lying, it hurts more. And that's why it's so hard to accept the fact you're telling the truth. Same goes to you, Avier. You have been lying a lot more. Become our enemy. Trying to become our enemy because you want everyone to unite against you. You want that feeling that your anger is justified. That all that pain you felt's justified. You're just projecting onto Kiku that your entire life's been wasted in something you're unhappy with because you like being unhappy. A world where nobody's hurting is a world where Avier doesn't prosper. Because you need to heal people. You need to be right. Because if you ain't right, who are you? What do you do? What does Avier do for fun? I'll tell you what Avier does for fun. When Avier runs out of a misery to be brooding in, she makes it. Little dramas here and there. And when Avier gets a little overboard carried, she ends up damning those around her. And home. You accept being wrong, but you need to be right. You want to be right. You want to be what you were made for. But you want to do it right. But you don't know how to tell anyone that. And make them believe you. You don't know how to tell people you care about them. For all the limitless charismatic ability you have, it always feels like everyone's always making a fuss and we can't all be together. We're all tearing each other apart from the inside. I came to you when you lost your arms. And I told you I'd protect you. And then I did the exact opposite. I almost killed your niece. I became the enemy that hurt me. See his eyes now.
So, sorry, his eyes what?
You can see his eyes now. They're bloodshot.
So what will he do? To apologize and make it up for me. Up to me. Make it up to Kiku as well. Giving him a chance to, like, present something. Because just simple forgiveness, he's not going to like. And simple forgiveness, there will always be that thought process.
It ain't that easy.
He said ain't that easy.
It ain't that easy.
You're right. But unless we try to make an apology, there's no way of forgiveness. I try to be honest, and I don't know what honesty is. Not all the time, because I'm changing constantly. Sometimes I feel overwhelming sadness, and I can't help but to bawl, and other times it'll be like nothing happened and I'll be completely calm. And you're right, I did not seem honest because of those reasons. Most likely, at least. But you're right, I want to forgive you. If Piku's daughter was dead, I thought she was at the time, it was horrifying. The reason I tried so hard to keep you from going away, is that although I care far more about the end goal. I'm not good, and I'd watch other people suffer, and if there's something good from it, I could probably enjoy it, but at the same time it would tear me up. Avia wants to, as she said, protect happiness. But I don't care about protecting happiness. I want to protect all the emotions, good, bad, and everything in between. The suffering you feel, I personally do not want that. It hurts on the inside when I see my friends hurt. But at the same time, I wouldn't ever try to take that away. Because that's what makes you you, with your flaws and everything. I love. The flaws that make up a person is just as beautiful as the things that their strengths. That being said, you need to... I don't know if I even care about any apologies or anything you do. I'm willing to work together, but I think you need to, and I want you to. Whether that is devoting your life back towards me, selling your soul, or perhaps something else that's less drastic. Something where I know that you mean the words you say. Action.
Here's how it's gonna go. All three of us are gonna make an oath. But you've got stuff to atone to for as well.
Nods.
So, Ormos drops the clip from his firearm, unloads the bullet, throws the gun forward. I'm taken from your detective friend, and I ain't touching another firearm again. No guns, no explosives, nothing. I'll find a way to apologize. This part of my life was my passion, but my passion made me hurt people. I'll find a new one. And I'll follow you again. But the thing you should give up right now, you don't have to give up your goals, your ideas. Give up being a high priestess. And still be a figurehead. Don't use that word. Ever again. Never refer to yourself as one. You can do the job as one. You can do everything under the sun as one. Give up the word. Do it as Homer. Not as Honor the High Priestess. Honor the one who wants to keep the world safe. My request for you is to sacrifice your position. Become simply a hero. That's it. Or a villain. And my request from you, Aviator, this one's going to be hard for you. The thing you sacrificed. He takes a look directly at her. And there's a moment where Honora can see the two of them staring. There's a good 20 feet in between them. The rain still coming down, the darkness of the clouds.
What did he request of her?
He never said.
Okay.
Xavier reaches into her pocket. Looking very carefully at a small memento. Clutches it. Tosses it into the center.
What is it? Also, you want to bring Ormos onto the roll 20?
Yep.
Three-way standoff right there. Okay, I'll move up then. What is it? What is it? What is a memento?
It looks like it's a small trinket of some sort. It's too far away right now.
Does he seem satisfied? Is that like giving it up?
Whatever it was, Ormos understands that it was a very heavy thing to give away. Final clause.
He looks to me.
Whenever we're about to do something stupid, or that directly affects the other. We'll talk about it first. That's our oath.
Sorry, what was that?
Whenever one of us is about to do something stupid in the benefit or in the harm of another person, we talk to them first. You're the only one left to agree, Honra.
Yeah, she was definitely taking her time to like think about it because it is a difficult decision, especially immediately. So I do agree. However, I hope you know that it may not be as what you desire. It's sad to let go of the High Priestess position. However, I promise I'm not trying to whittle around it, although I'll mention it anyways to see if I'm pushing the boundaries a bit too much. But I, Honra, desire to become I, Honra, declare that I am a priestess of the God of Eternal Service as of this current moment. And my goals are to exceed and go past that point of High Priestess nature and find a way to protect the world in memories of my God who is distant and gone. And because I want to for myself, and that is a path I desire as Honra, and not because I'm a High Priestess. I will not pretend that I'm not going to be achieving my goals. They just, very closely intertwined. Or at least they were.
Were a High Priestess.
I'm glad that you told me that. Because realistically, there was nothing respectable about somebody holding on to a title that meant nothing.
Really? He just says, huh, really?
Either way, at this point, should I gather your discarded items? Since I don't have anything physical to give up. I am going to be leaving, and most likely not coming back for a while, as the agreement has been set in for the second document. I will tell you about it. Then my plan is to isolate myself from here and have a small elite task force in order to continue out closing the events of the war safely, because as of this current moment, we have gone too deep to simply leave and disappear. Motions towards the wall that's been broken.
Let someone else pick him up. Wherever you go, I'll be sticking around.
Oh, Ormos is coming?
Let someone else pick the items up. Wherever we go, I'll be sticking around. Not on your task force. Consider me a stay-in resident until my business is done.
So he's like sticking around here then, essentially.
Yeah. Be able to find a room for you easily enough. Besides, I'm sure you haven't gotten the necessary vaccinations that you needed to go to, well, wherever you were going. That was a vaccination.
If you two ever want an unpaid internship, feel free to come my way.
That might be pushing boundaries a little bit at the moment.
Of course. She could help with it, but like, yeah.
Next things first. I guess in your attempt to destroy Wayne, the next thing you would be advised to do would perhaps convince Kiku to stop being a king, Mitsuki to stop being a general. Mitsuki is not actually with us. Well, then who's the general? Tenka?
Oh, he doesn't know I used the first grail for something dumb. I had formed strong bonds with my previous servant, and I may have used the first grail in order to bring him into physical form, so he could help us with the strategies, because I realized we couldn't do it without him. At least I didn't think we could. And it was to help us achieve victory, since the first grail wasn't able to be used for much.
Saying you... I'll figure it out. Yes, I'll probably be trying to get Kiku to denounce being a king as well. I don't think anything's necessary to have these titles.
He may just discard it just to find a way to pick it up again, if you did succeed. It's hard to know for sure, but I'll speak to him upon your behalf.
After you discard the title?
Hmm?
Like becoming a priestess despite discarding the title?
I am no high priest. I mean, if that's what he wants, then perhaps. Although I could see holding a title like High Priestess again could be very appealing, and that's not my #1 priority right now. But I would not be a High Priestess of Wayne, for I've forgotten that title. Now I will act like as Honra, and I will not deny that.
I hope you do.
Keep an eye out. Make sure that there's nothing bad happening. I'm sure that you may be under house arrest as well, Avia, but it's hard to say. I'm going to leave that in Tenka's hand.
Inka has far too soft of a hand sometimes.
Hmm?
Inka has far too soft of a hand sometimes. But I don't see you saying anything to try and get your punishment uphealed even more. No. I think that's only what should be done.
While leaving, did I see a closer look at the pendant?
It is a wedding charm.
Holy shit, she was married?!
Alright.
She's
You can pick up
good.
our stuff
She's...
whenever you want, Kiku.
Hmm?
Alright, you can pick up our stuff whenever you want, Kiku.
Okay, he knew the entire time. Duh! Goddamn. She's not gonna process this. She'll let the pain happen. Wait, is that breaking the second amendment of the agreement? It doesn't matter, honestly. It's just... Wedding charm!
Ormos does walk, just kind of collecting Avier, as he clearly has some other very choice select words for her. He has some choice select words for Onra. Well, that's at a later date.
Thank you for the head pat. Sorry, what was that?
The end of the episode today.
The end of the episode! Oh my god, she was married? She was married? I didn't even know. She didn't even tell me she was married? The fuck was that? I have so much more words for her now. Like, what? Oh. I can't, because I have to go. She was married. Aviaire got married. Oh my god.
This is a soap drama.
She got... Oh, I hate this. This is the work of the Grail, isn't it? Making me feel this pain and unable to confront it. Stupid Grail.
To be fair, I was expecting, I have bone cancer.
She got married. Huh. That's right. Me as a player actually already knew this information, but like, I was playing Hongo, so I was like, the fuck? I was so... Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Thanks, Fred. Thanks, Umbra. Thanks, everyone else who looked about.
We'll definitely, after this is all over, have to write, like, some sort of flip book to explain what the hell happened.
Comprehensive summary of it?
A comprehensive summary.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my god, just keep, like, some, like, RPs, like, Lingqua, and, like... Oh...
Thanks for stopping by. Peace, 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 peace.
Fridays, yada yada, you know the drill. There's gonna be a Friday everyone plays D&D again. That's the current thing I can think of. Not rating anybody, because, you know, it was kind of like I'm gonna be sticking around after talking with Justin. Thanks for viewership. I'll probably be streaming throughout the week. I don't know when currently, but I'll probably do it at some point or another. Just play a video game or maybe like a D&D prep. We'll find out. But that's all for now. Bye-bye!